Hey there, my newsletter peeps. Books, books, and more books. I am not having a newsletter go by without a book review because I just think the value of learning is priceless. So, this is going to sound somewhat familiar. The first book I think on my book, or the second book on my book reviews was The 4-Hour Body. I absolutely love Timothy Ferriss. Big, heavy book. The majority of the good part of it, I took pictures. But along the lines, the reason I bring him up is because the book that I recommend is another book of his. It's called The 4-Hour Workweek. The 4-Hour Workweek. It's a fantastic book. What I love about Timothy Ferriss as an author is he's just a lifestylist, and he likes to make very small tweaks for the most effective changes or the most impact. And so, which is funny to me because this book, for crying out loud, I summarized it in 4 pictures. So for somebody that likes to simplify life, this is not a simple book. And I will not recommend this book right here. I mean, unless you don't know how to chop celery, this book of his, The 4-Hour Chef, another one of Tim Ferriss's book, not worth recommending. So I will not put a link to that book. I'll add the link to this book because I've referred to it stuff, but a lot of people aren't interested in diet and nutrition books. This book, I read it years ago. Oh, there you go. I read it years ago and absolutely, well, I loved it then, but I didn't put a lot of it into practice. Now I picked it back up and I'm absolutely loving it. What he talks about is doing a whole lot less, accomplishing less, but getting more efficiency. So you're getting more done by doing less. I mean, how many of us waste an awful lot of time doing like busy stuff? I know I'm totally guilty of it. I can keep myself busy with answering Messenger and checking emails and scrolling Facebook, and I can keep busy all day long without getting much done. So he talks about getting rid of the crap. So he says, learn to ask, and I love this. I did this yesterday, and oh my gosh, I accomplished so much more yesterday. I accomplished probably more yesterday than I did all last week. So he says, learn to ask, if this is the only thing I accomplished today, will I be satisfied with my day? So he talks about, he doesn't recommend Outlook or computerized to-do lists because you can fit too much crap in order to make yourself look busy. So he talks about reducing it. So I'm loving this book. I will put a link to it at the bottom. This is a nice, small, easy read. The guy's interesting as all get out, and he's funny too. He's got great ideas. But the theory behind this is not just his huge idea, because I also listened to an Audible book. It's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. It was fantastic. It was a quick, easy listen. In fact, I think I listened to it in 2 walks. So it's really simple. But he talks about reducing things to one thing. What one thing can you get done in a day? And he says, what's the one thing you can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easy or unnecessary? So The One Thing, that is a really good book too. I guess I'll put a link to The One Thing by Gary Keller in this newsletter, and I'll put a link to The 4-Hour Workweek, because both of these just talk about simplifying your to-do list to one important thing. And when you do that, it's amazing what you accomplish. So those, I'll actually recommend both of these. But darn, I'll have to read another book for next week's recommendation. But anyhow, y'all have a great time. I'll talk to you again next week.